Greetings, soul family. It's your girl Gabby, the Divine Pioneer. And I would like to really get into doing some soul work to find your purpose in this life. A lot of us are still giving our energy to things that don't have anything to do with our true purpose. The reason why we're doing that is because we do not know what our true purpose is yet, right? So let this video be a starting point, okay, for you to understand how to find your purpose in this life. We all have something that we're really good at, something that we would do for free, okay? We would do the thing for free because it's not work to us. So keep in mind, we all know that to live in this matrix, you need to be producing some kind of income. You need to make money. You need to survive. You need to thrive. You need to pay your bills. You know what I mean? Or you can be one of those people that like goes off the grid, which I love stuff like that. I love to see people, completely detach from the matrix and go off the grid and just grow their own food and, live off the land. You know what I'm saying? Could I do it? I don't know. I mean, if I'm forced to, I probably could, but outside of those people, here's what I'll tell you. It is necessary for you to understand the role that you play here in the grand scheme of things, because we're all absolutely required and necessary if we are living and breathing on the planet today. It's because God has a purpose for you and you need to fulfill that purpose. Now, everybody has, goals that they set for themselves. But I want to ask you, are those goals in alignment with the divine assignment? Is whatever you're lending your energy and your time to, is that ultimately your passion and your purpose? Do you feel as though it's helping somebody? If those, answers are yes, and you check the boxes like, yeah, this feels right for me, then by all means, congratulations. You are in alignment with the divine assignment and you are doing purposeful work for your soul's growth, right? Now, not everybody is in alignment, and I'm talking to you, those of you who are just, getting up, trudging through the mud, going to the 9 to 5, grinding, doing the thing to survive, but you're not necessarily living and thriving in your passion and in your purpose, which means your soul's evolution is limited because you have this limiting belief that you cannot pursue your passion and do the work that matters to you. So I'm gonna tell you about me. I was that person who really didn't understand that I could work from home and make a living from home and be, a full-time wife and a full-time mother and be able to generate income and contribute towards my household and my children and things like that, right? I thought I had to be out and about at the place, doing the 9 to 5 thing, chasing that career in something that wasn't my passion. And I did that for years and years and years and years. And then all of a sudden, the worst tragedy in my existence thus far was the loss of my son. My son was 5 months old. He died from pneumonia on Christmas morning in 2018. That sparked an entire spiral of spiritual awakening, and it came from immense turmoil and grief. So if you have a spiritual awakening and it's triggered by grief or some kind of traumatic event, I feel like that is kind of the deepest of the depths of the soul that you can go to, because it's almost like you're fighting for your very next breath because you just don't want to be here anymore and you don't see the point. And then to suddenly see the point of life in the midst of that darkness, you see what I'm saying? So then you start to really uncover, okay, why am I here? You know what I mean? Why do I want to continue living after experiencing the worst thing that I've ever experienced? So then you start really digging deep to find that passion and that purpose. And once I started to do that, I started to really understand, you know, the true meaning of death being rebirth. Then I started to really understand living in the now moment instead of focusing on the future so much. You know what I mean? To be in the present is really the gift. Because now in the present moment, I'm looking at my family. I'm looking at, you know, my children. I'm looking at my husband. I'm looking at the people that matter the most to me. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out, like, how can I maximize this time with them? Because after losing a child, you realize that life is short and anything can happen. You understand? You are expected to outgrow your for your children to outlive you. Yet when you outlive your child, you just legitimately are thrown into an alternate reality. It's like, whoa, I didn't really expect that. You know what I mean? And life is full of the unexpected. So what can you do in those now moments to be present, to be able to fulfill your soul's purpose with the time that we have? Because yes, you know, you are an immortal soul being. You are an eternal being, an eternal spirit. But your life in this physical bodysuit is short. Your life is short. If you get 100 years, your life is short. It's so much growing and so much evolution that you have to do in that short period of time, okay? So you need to start thinking about, okay, how can I maximize this time? How can I get the most out of it? How can I be the best version of myself every single day? And looking towards your passion and your purpose is where you direct that energy. Because it's like, now, okay, I'm really doing the work that I came here to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm evolving. I'm growing. My soul is getting the lessons that it needs in order to, you know, evolve. So what I started to realize is that, okay, for me, being a nurturer in every sense is naturally what I'm the best at. And it would make sense that God gave me 2 autistic children, and 1 in heaven. So with 3 children, 1 in heaven, who is, you know, my guardian angel. And remember, heaven is not necessarily a place. Heaven is, you know, an awareness. You understand? Heaven is present with you in doing things that make you happy. You know what I'm saying? You can create heaven on earth. And you can create hell on earth too. Okay. But moving on, you know, for me, I just had to look at what I've been blessed with. I've been blessed with, you know, these 2 special needs children who are super, super dope. Okay, my son is 12 years old, and Gavin was in the very first YouTube video I've ever done. And I was bawling my eyes out because basically I was turning to YouTube to figure out how to survive grief, how to understand how to live beyond the loss of my child. And so I wanted to share that journey with YouTube. In my very first YouTube video, my son Gavin was there. And I always tell Gavin that he is the reason why mommy stayed strong and survived, so that I can continue to be there for him. You know what I'm saying? And still honor our you know, baby, Grant. So when I had my daughter, who would be considered my rainbow baby, the child that you had after you lose a child, finding out that she was severely autistic, it was like, wow, this is definitely, you know, important for me to be home. It's important for me to be present, to make sure that they get, you know, all the love, care, and attention that they need in order to learn the way that they learn, in order to grow the way that they uniquely grow, because every child is different. Just because a child is, you know, labeled with autism doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with the child. It's just that they learn different, right? So in order for me to know that, I have to be present. I can't be out, you know, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, you know what I'm saying, and trusting, you know, everything to teachers and school and therapists and things like that. I have to be present for these things. So I went like down a serious spiral because I was trying to figure out like how do you make money from home? I have no idea. I had never done anything like that. I've always been out, in the field. I used to work for TSA for years. Um, I worked in retail. I ran offices. I worked for HR. I did all kinds of things out in the world, security, you name it. So when I felt the need to stay home, all of a sudden this passion just ignited in me. And all of a sudden this entrepreneur, just came out of nowhere. And I was like, huh? I've always been a worker. Now, I'm seeing myself in a new light. Like, no, I have to be a boss because a boss needs to make her own schedule. And a boss needs to be able to take her child to a doctor's appointment without asking for permission. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, excuse me, I had to be a boss. So, my point in telling you the story is there's got to be something that fuels your passion. It has to be a why. What is your reason? What is your why? Why do you want to do a thing? Why does it mean so much to you? And are you really good at that thing? For me, I'm really excellent at, creating. I do all kinds of creative things online to make money. I create ebooks, courses, all sorts of things. I create journals and I write books, you name it. I probably done dipped my toe in it and did really well. Okay. And digital products is something that continues to make money even while you sleep. And that was the goal for me. I want to be able to play with my kids at the park and be hearing, the cha-ching go off in my phone. Okay. And before it became a reality for me, I legitimately would just watch YouTube videos and read articles online and just figure out how are people living that life? How are people doing this? Because this is what I need. This is what is going to fulfill my purpose so that way I could be there for my children so that I can not miss the moments because life is precious. I've already lost a child. I need to be here, period. You know what I'm saying? So after I started diving deep and figuring it out, when I realized that purpose is nurturing, the ultimate goal is to have the time for me to be able to nurture my family, right? And they spoil you. I ain't even gonna lie. This is my greatest accomplishment. I've spoiled my family, okay? So at the end of the day, it takes a special person to raise a special person, okay? And I have a YouTube video about that. And God gave me these autistic children because he knew I had a capacity to love and have compassion and to have immense patience that's required for these specific people. These two unique individual people that I am raising have been paired with me, and we've chosen each other in the ether before we even, came into existence. We've chosen each other. Okay, and God makes no mistakes. I am meant to be their mother, and they are meant to be my children. So, this thing was born, This entrepreneurial spirit, was born, and it actually happened in 2020 during Corona, okay, during the pandemic. And so once all of these things fell into place, it was like, wow, now I'm forced to sit my ass down to figure out a way to make money because I bet you done got laid off. You feel me? So it's like everything just aligned itself. And it's going to be different for everybody. Everybody's story is going to be unique. But you have to first realize that there is a reason you're here. There is a passion and a purpose that you're meant to fulfill. Your soul does need evolution and growth. And you need to figure out the thing that you're the best at, the thing that you can do for free. Once you put all those pieces together, you will start to now align and get in alignment with the divine assignment for why you are here on the planet now. Okay? So this video is, just to really help us get real hyper focused on what we're good at, what we're here for, so that we can really, really start to do the work that matters to us. Okay, yes, we have to live, we have to pay bills, we got to work, but do it in a way that gives you the most joy. You're having to chase joy in order to experience, in order to manifest, in order for you to really believe that the life that you really want is possible for you. You have to chase the joy. So the joy is going to be in alignment with your purpose, what you're meant to do, your dharma. So don't give up on, creating the life that you deserve. I had no idea, how it was going to come to me. I didn't realize that I needed it. But when I looked at my life and what I had been through and, what I was still blessed to have, it was like, okay, I have to figure it out now. And when you have a spiritual awakening, now these questions start, running through your consciousness. Now it's time for you to really figure out what God has in store for you. Like, what did God put you here for? You know what I'm saying? And why is it that, things are so difficult, and you have to start to get down into the depths of the difficulty. Why are these obstacles here? They're meant to teach you something. That's why. So once you get down to it, the obstacle, okay, has an opportunity hidden in it for you. So learn what that obstacle is trying to teach you. And then you will start to unravel the difficulty. And then things will start to flow easier to you. And you'll start to be able to make these decisions now. It was a very difficult decision for me to no longer look to work for somebody. To be on my own in a sense where I'm going to make my own money. However the hell I'm going to do it from home. I became a notary, online notary, mobile notary for the state of Georgia. I used to sell DIY credit repair. You name it. I've done it. I done created an ebook on it. Airbnb, Turo, you name it. I've done something in that realm. Graphic design, self-taught. I went on a site called Udemy, udemy.com. And when I went on Udemy, I realized that I can literally take a course on just about anything and teach myself using YouTube University and figuring out how to make money. Blogging, you name it. Like, it's so many different ways to make money online. And before this journey, I had no clue. I just knew that my soul needed to be my own boss. My soul was here as a number one in numerology. I'm a number one. I'm a leader. I'm an entrepreneur. By divine design, I'm meant to work for myself. And however I got to do that, baby, I'm going to do it. Because I need to be here for my children. I need to nurture. I need to care for them and their special needs. You understand? So, anyway, because this video is way too long, let me just stop rambling. You get my point. Drop in the comments what your passion is, what your dream lifestyle is, and let's start to manifest it together. Journal about it. Write down what feels the most authentic to you and start figuring out how to take steps to get there. Because one thing we don't have a lot of is time, folks. All I'm going to say is stop messing around with the time that you have on this planet. Use it, okay? And on that note, I just want to tell you one more thing. The universe conspires on your behalf to give you all things that you need and want. And all good things come to you in divine order and in divine timing. In love and light. Peace.